Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us yet again for our weekly real estate update. Today, I still have the pleasure of being joined by Kayla Frerot, home financing advisor with Scotia Bank. And who am I, might you ask? Well, I'm Alex Ward, the broker owner of Maxwell Devonshire Realty, your favorite broker owner, and the 2022 Broker of the Year for the Real Estate Association of Edmonton. Well, today we have the pleasure of talking to you about the renewal process. You're hearing a lot of things in the news about, oh my gosh, when renewals come up, what's that going to mean for me? Well, let's talk about that because that's a pressing issue for a lot of you who got those low rate mortgages back in 2019, for sure 2020 and 2021 and the beginning part of 2022, you might just be fearful of where rates are going and what that does that actually mean for you. So Kayla, I know you're going to shed some real light on this for us. So the floor is yours.
I will. Good morning. So, we are talking about renewals today and what that means for you. I can only talk about what Scotiabank has as a product, but I can shed some light on what other financial institutions might have sent you as far as notifications on if you were in a variable rate mortgage and now you're coming up for renewal and how that looks. So, when you renew, you can renew up to 6 months early. And when you renew, you can, if you, let's say you're in a 3 or 4 year fixed rate, you can renew up to a 5 year rate and do a blend and extend, which means you can use your current mortgage rate and the current market rates and blend them together and extend that amortization, that contract with the bank to 5 years. So if we're looking at payment wise, if you got a really good rate, like Alex had said, back in the day, that was under 6%. If you were looking at a $300,000 mortgage with a 15-year amortization and your rate was 3%, and you're renewing now, let's say you're coming up for renewal in the next 6 to 10 months, and you're coming up for renewal and the rate's 5.75%, that is going to be a difference in $411 in your payment. So you have to be ready for that. Rates have gone up. Nobody loves it, but you have to be ready for that monthly cash flow. What does that mean for you? Can you go back to your bank? Yes. You have to go back to your bank and talk to them about what your cash flow looks like. If there is options to blend and extend, if you can lower that rate at all at your renewal time, absolutely go back to your bank. What we do at Scotiabank is if you're in a variable rate mortgage and the Bank of Canada interest rate has gone up quite often in the last year. So as that interest rate has gone up, your payment has gone up because we keep your amortization the same. If you are outside of Scotiabank, which I can't speak to specifically, but a lot of financial institutions do not change your payment. So your payment would stay the same, but less of your money was going to principal and more was going to interest, which means that your amortization might have been extended. You have to call your bank and chat with them about that. Because if you're coming up for renewal now and your payments have not changed and you've put less to principal, then your amortization might have extended. So we have to make sure that you're still within that respect, and each bank will do their own thing, but you have to be careful of having to either extend your amortization, what that looks like for you, or increasing your payment by quite a bit. So on renewals, I would suggest that you talk to your home banking rep or your home financing advisor, and then we can connect you with somebody great. But there is, like, if you do have a $300,000 mortgage at 3% and you're renewing to 5.75%, you are looking at an increase of $400 a month, which might mean a lot for, well, a grocery bill for a lot of people. So what we're looking at is just making sure that it's affordable for you and looking at your options, and you can always call us anytime. And that's all I have on renewals.
Nice. And for your blend and extend, do you have to go to a 5 year term or can you go as low as 3 years?
So if you're in a 2 year and you're early renewing, then you can go to a 3 year, but you have to do at least the length of amount of time on your current mortgage or more to blend and extend.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So there are other options if you're thinking rates might be a little high now and you are playing that rate guessing game of 3 years out. you could still do a blend and extend for 3-year. Because is your 3-year rate a little better than your 5-year rate?
I would say our 5-year rate is a little bit better than our 3-year rate right now.
Oh, wow, look at that. Never mind. Wow. Okay, so
Yeah.
go with those 5 years then. Go with those 5 years to get the
But
best
call
rate.
me and I will discuss all the rates with you.
Yes, yes.
Absolutely.
And when someone's doing a blend and extend through Scotia Bank, do they talk to you or do they go to a branch rep?
They can call me and I can connect them with a branch rep, but it always has to be done in branch.
Awesome. And what are you, how are the renewal conversations going with yourself from people with at different institutions?
Well, I think I mean, there was a lot of people that went into variable rate mortgages when the rates were really low. So they took the advantage of having that lower rate, but now they're seeing the outcome of it, right? So with us at Scotiabank, the fact that we change that payment every month, or sorry, every time the Bank of Canada increases that prime rate, that makes a huge difference, because if not, you're just having that same payment and then all of a sudden you get a bunch of notices from the other banks saying that your amortization has increased to 32 years or 35 years or whatever that might look like, because you haven't put enough to your principal, you've only put it to interest.
Yeah,
So
there's some reports
it's
saying,
uncomfortable.
yeah,
It's uncomfortable monthly to make that extra payment, but in the long term, it definitely pays out.
yeah, nice. Well, thank you so much, Kayla. And what are we talking about next week?
We're talking about our underwriting.
That's right. We're talking about underwriting because if you're writing offers with a financing condition right now, you're understanding a lot of places out there are telling you that you need more than 14 days to get it done. Well, guess what? That's what we're going to be talking about, what the underwriting process looks like, why it can take a while, and why it can be incredibly short, and some good tactics to take a look at for that. So make sure you tune in next week on our weekly real estate podcast. So if you're listening to us on Buzzsprout, make sure you hit that subscribe button and stay tuned. If you're watching us on YouTube, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single one. And if you're watching us live on Facebook, we appreciate you. Continue to watch us, and we will be live again next Monday. I'm Alex Ward, broker owner of Maxwell Devonshire Realty and the 2022 Broker Manager of the Year for the Realtors Association of Edmonton. And I'm joined by Kayla Frerot, Home Financing Advisor with Scotia Bank. So see you guys next week.